Welcome everyone to TheCatsMeowth and a long overdue update video. It's been months since I've uploaded, and this particular video I've been putting off for many weeks. I feel like I have a little bit of explaining to do, so if you're just interested in the cards, you might want to skip ahead a few minutes. Everything shown in this video is available for trade or sale. My website is no longer active, so I've been using the card site that got me trading online so many years ago for my wants list, tradecardsonline.com. My username on Trade Cards Online is a little different as well because it was before I was TheCatsMeowth, and many of you may recognize Computer 3 from my old YouTube channel. It's not Computer 3 NCSU, just Computer 3. But links to everything as well as a shortened wants list will be in the description below. I've also started posting some of my trade cards or halves on Trade Cards Online, but most of them haven't been added yet. It's just been some of the ultra rares. So while I'm still collecting, my love of the game has been through quite a bit the past few months. When this year's TCG season started, my fiance decided to try and get back into the competitive scene as he had just changed his work hours and he had his weekends again. Now my work hours had also changed and I had weekends as well, but I still didn't quite have the same time commitment to really give a good commitment to the game. So instead, I just kind of focused on trading for the deck cards he needed and helping him playtest. And for a while, things were great. He was competing in a lot of events and doing well in pretty much every single one. So he started traveling a little bit more, and that included flying, his first ever flight, to the first big regionals event. He took several of the gold cards in my collection to use in his deck, and he's a very gentle shuffler and everything, of course. But he brought them along for good luck. Since this was a big trip, I wasn't going along with them. Just thought, kind of a little, kind of bring me along via the cards kind of thing. He was doing okay. I don't think he got a great start, but he got this nice winning streak, and he was still in it. And then his deck was stolen. So, without making this intro into an hour-long rant, his experience trying to get the deck back just pretty much made me lose all hope in the Pokemon community. Not only was it stolen, but the staff, there were just so many issues. There's evidence that members of the staff were not only both involved in the theft, but then in the covering up of it later. I have things in writing, and it's just ridiculous, but anyways, I really just don't want, there's still some people in the community that I consider friends, and I don't want to burn bridges with them, so, I'm just kind of done, I think, with the TCG part. But my fiance pretty much spent the rest of that event finding players and vendors with mint gold cards to put everything back into my collection, and that was pretty much the last of his experience with the TCG. Now, over the years, there have been a lot of other incidences, not only just with me competing, but things I saw during judging that just discouraged me from being involved with the overall TCG community. I've just noticed that as prize support increases, the dishonesty is really increasing. I've really been tempted to call it quits many times, and even considered stopping collecting, just because selling everything would, there would be a significant amount that could be gained from that. But I think it would be a shame to stop collecting, at least the main sets, because my collection is just so extensive, there's so much hard work I put into it, and I still absolutely love my collection. I try and separate it as much from the community, from the people as I can, and just remember all the trading side of the community. But I can really think of no other reason to hang on to all of the deck cards. So a lot of the cards that you're going to be seeing in this video are cards that I set aside just for potential decks. Some of them have seen light play in sleeves. If I come across anything that has significant damage, I will certainly let you know so that you're getting a damage card, or you can opt, obviously, not to trade or buy that card. But most of these cards have just been sitting in binders just in case they were needed, especially the trainer binder, which I don't know if I'm going to get to in this video, but I will get to it at some point, is extremely full, as I would just pretty much set aside play sets from every set that I opened just in case. At least one, if not two playsets, as I was always, making sure that both myself and my fiance could play at the same time. So I think that's about enough rambling. It's been a few minutes. So let's get on to the ultra rare binder. If you'd like to buy something, feel free to make an offer. I'm going to use either TCG Player or eBay's completed listings for pricing if you want me to handle that part. I accept cash, money order, and PayPal, only trading for the cards on my wants list in mint condition. And I think that's it. Let's get started. I apologize for my hands if they're a bit green. I've been painting. I used to have them all sorted by set, but now they're just sorted, I think, just by type. So starting off with Fairy, Colorless, as you can see, lots of Shamans, Fire, Psychic, and you see Breaks and EXs and GXs are just all mixed up in there. Expanded and Standard. And then we get into some older things. A-Specs. I believe all of these have some kind of damage to them. And then most of these are staff stamped. I believe just, oh, nope, sorry, actually only a few are staff stamped. This top row and right here, the rest are just regular, I believe. Japanese, and then just random Charizards. I believe Expedition has a fair amount of damage, but the rest should be near mint. And then more Japanese cards. Now these are still sorted by sets, although I can't remember most of them now. And then a variety of some other cards, Web Series Japanese cards, World Champ cards, error, or misprint cards I should say. Some of the, yeah, pretty much, I think everything on this page has some damage, but they're older, cooler things, and so they, still have some value to them. And then a variety of energy, black and white sets, Professor Stamped, and then Holo Energy. And then some sealed promos. And I think we will go ahead and try and do some of the, at least the trainer video, if not the rest of them as well. Yeah, this trainer binder is quite thick. So each card slot sleeve, whatever you want to call them, has no more than 4 cards per sleeve. So if it runs over into the next one, I at least have a playset. If I have a reverse, I try to put it on top. If I have more than one reverse, I try and carry it over. There are a variety of sets, so if you see a card that you like, but it's not the particular version, I may have the other version of it underneath, or still in a, I've got a tub or a box of cards that just don't fit. So they're all mixed up, standard, expanded. The only sorting I've done is general type, so supporters, trainers, and we get a little bit more detailed, but there's pretty much just a little bit of everything, and I'm hoping as some of the stuff clears out and is traded and sold away, then, we can get a little more organized and make things a little easier to see. So now we're getting into the trainers, and the trainers are where I just ran out. So I pretty much have more than one sleeve or one playset full of every trainer that you see. I just did not have the room to show them. I started in the supporters and then I kind of worked my way backwards, and by the time I got to the middle I realized I did not have enough pages. And now we go into the tools, and so I've tried to organize them a little bit, but they definitely still need a lot more work. And then stadiums. Spirit links. Special energy. And I do have a whole page of Rainbow and DCE just because there are so many varieties. And yeah, I think we have plenty of time. Let's go ahead and do the last binder. So I have done quite a bit of, I guess, consolidating, reducing stock, whatever you want to call it this year. So all of my trade cards, as far as holos, rares, reverses, are now in this one nice big fat binder. Now it's still pretty stuffed full, and there's, for the most part, more than one card per sleeve. So this is another binder that I would like to make a little bit lighter. They are still, I believe, sorted by set, starting with black and white. And I've pretty much kept the same order that I've always done. Holos, non-holo rares, and then rare reverses, and then common and uncommon reverses. There's a few times that you will see some uncommon cards shown, and I'm just putting them there because at least in the expanded format, they are still somewhat playable, and just wanted to make sure that they were available. If I do have any sets that go out of order, I do apologize in case you're looking for something specific. If I'm going too fast and obviously pausing still doesn't work, then just please ask about a certain time that you see cards, if just make sure that I get exactly what you want. And you can see this is where I kind of stopped doing trade binder updates. I believe I still did a case opening of this, though I don't think we recorded it. And same with this set, I believe. Or maybe not, maybe we just did a box or two of that. I have not been opening up nearly as much stuff. Honestly, very little stuff. That's one of the reasons why I haven't been recording it. It's just, it's so rare. I do have a few older cards left though, so those were all, you know, black and white through current sets. I believe they're just all holos. So, and I think they're still kind of in their order. So Emerald, Legend Maker, Crystal Guardians, Diamond and Pearl. And again, if I've noticed any damage on anything as I'm pulling them, I will let you know. But everything should be near mint. Like 95% of anything, maybe more. Okay, now we're getting into promos. Variety of promos. A few, these actually code cards are actually listed on eBay. I do have some booster pack codes. Yeah, I don't know if we're actually going to use them. So if you're interested in some of the codes from the last few sets, I do have them. Just let me know. Some more promos, and then we get into Japanese cards. And the battery's about to die, so we're just going to quickly flip through them. The Japanese cards are pretty much the same, holos, rares, whatnot, that I've shown in the previous videos. In case this one does cut out, I don't think I'm going to worry about charging or recharging the battery to jump right back on it. But thank you guys, everyone, for watching. I do hope to be more active in the future. It seems like once you get out of the habit of making videos, it's a little more difficult to get just right back in it. And so many things have changed. Obviously, TCG community has drastically changed than when I was a part of it. But I do still hope to be part of the Poketubing community. So, Japanese promos at the end. Thanks everyone again for watching. If you're interested, email me at TheCatsMeowth@gmail.com.